Welcome back, Lunker Seekers, to yet another sponsor reveal for the upcoming 2025 CLS Notes Biz Baits Bass Series on Fishing Chaos. So this particular sponsor has been with us for quite a while, and they are a title sponsor for our Angler of the Year. And yes, that would be Vicious Fishing. So Greg and the crew at Vicious Fishing, for the last 4 years, they've been providing, every year, they've been providing spools of fishing line, filler spools of fishing line for each of our 8 qualifying events, and a $150 gift card to our Angler of the Year winner, along with the plaque and the Yeti water bottle that particular winner will win at the end of the season. So this year they're going to do it yet again. Again, we're going to have spools of fishing line, okay, either the braid or fluorocarbon or monofilament, okay, for each of the 8 qualifying events for the 2025 season. And once again, they will be stepping up with the $150 gift card. Now, see, a lot of people don't realize what that actually means. Probably the one expense outside of just baits and everything that every angler puts the most money into is a line, fishing line. You're constantly respooling fishing line for mono and fluorocarbon. The braid's going to last a little longer than what you're going to see from the fluorocarbon and the mono, just because it doesn't get the memory. And with Vicious Braid, they offer a no-fade braid that the color is more steadfast in the actual braid itself. It will last indefinitely, okay? What I love about fishing with their braid is, again, I can cast it very easily. I don't have as many backlashes as what I would have with some of the cheaper brands that are out there, and I depend on it. With me, I usually run the 50-pound braid when I'm running for like flipping or frogging, especially if I'm going to be throwing a frog in mats and things of that nature along the paths, because I know it's going to cut through those stalks and those stems when I get that fish, to get that fish out of there. I can depend on it. 17-pound is my go-to for the fluorocarbon, and for mono if I'm running, if I'm running a jig or something heavier through the water column. I usually drop down to 10 or 12-pound test line in fluoro and mono. I use that for leaders. If I'm doing like a finesse type bait casting scenario, like if I'm going to run a 1/4 ounce rattle trap, I'm going to be running that 12-pound at the very heaviest, but I'll run the 10-pound if I'm going to go, if I'm going to go something with more finesse. Jerk baits, I tend to go with 12-pound almost consistently, especially with the fluorocarbon. I just feel like it gets just as much action out of that jerk bait as I do with my 10, but I've got that extra test strength in case I hook into a big one. So those are my preferences. I'm always going to go with Vicious. I don't know if you guys know the story behind why I went with Vicious, but I've been using several brands prior to going into Walmart this one time. This is probably 6-7 years ago. I walked into Walmart and there was a spool of Vicious fluorocarbon that was on clearance. And I'm like, okay, clearance, I need some fluorocarbon. It was 12-pound. So I pick up the spool, I spool it up on my reel, and I start fishing with it. I'm catching fish after fish after fish, 3-pounders, 4-pounders, 5-pounders. And I'm like, and there's just no binding. The memory, it doesn't retain memory as quickly as some of the other fluorocarbons that I had used in the past. So it's a lot more supple than what I've experienced with other fluorocarbon brands out in the past. So that's what kind of led me to Vicious. I said, well, if their fluorocarbon's that good, let's check out the braid. Let's check out the mono. And same results. I mean, very, very pleased, very cost effective. Now, there are cheaper brands out there, but they're cheaper for a reason, okay? Less expensive is a good thing if the quality isn't sacrificed. And that's something I've never, run into with the Vicious Fishing line. So that's why I consistently use it. That's why I always promote them. That's why I'm so, so happy that they are, again, 5 years straight Angler of the Year sponsor for us. Looking forward to 2025 season. So stay tuned. In conjunction with this announcement, with this sponsor reveal, another sponsor reveal will be coming up. And that one will be focusing on the actual plaque and the Yeti water bottle that is part of the Vicious Fishing Angler of the Year prize pack. So stay tuned for that one. That is coming up very, very soon. You're going to want to see this one. This is going to be a plaque like we've never had before, and it's going to be a 1 year only design just for our 5-year anniversary. So stay tuned. Looking forward to releasing that one in the next week or so. And in the meantime, tight lines.